What if your life was an unpredictable cocktail of unimaginable luxury, family betrayal, and jaw-dropping scandals? This is the story of Athena Onassis, the last surviving billionaire heir to the legendary Onassis Empire. But stick around, because what she almost did with her inheritance will blow your mind. From billion-dollar lawsuit to a $100 million heartbreak, Athena's story isn't just a fairy tale gone wrong. It's a modern Greek tragedy. Let's rewind to the beginning. Athena was born into unimaginable privilege, but the Onassis legacy wasn't built overnight. Her grandfather, Aristotle Onassis, wasn't just a shipping tycoon. He was the shipping tycoon. Starting as a telephone operator in Argentina, he built the world's largest shipping fleet from scratch. But do you know how he got his start? With tobacco. Aristotle made his first fortune trading Turkish tobacco during the Great Depression, leveraging low costs and high demand to corner the market. Imagine going from selling cigarettes to controlling the seas. He was always 2 steps ahead. Aristotle's influence wasn't just about wealth, it shaped modern shipping itself. From creating innovations that reduced costs to pushing the boundaries of global trade, his strategies redefined the industry. His larger-than-life persona also inspired countless books, films, and even conspiracy theories, cementing his place as one of history's most enigmatic billionaires. Aristotle's wealth was legendary, but so was his personal life. Pure tabloid gold. His marriage to Jackie Kennedy? Scandalous. His affair with opera diva Maria Callas? Even juicier. But behind the glamour, Aristotle's life was riddled with tragedy, a foreshadowing of what would haunt the Onassis name. Christina, Athena's mother, inherited the fortune and the family's curse of tragedy and scandal. Despite her immense fortune, Christina faced failed marriages, mental health struggles, and substance abuse. Married 4 times, her relationships became a carousel of chaos, each one more tumultuous than the last. Now, this is where things get complicated. Enter Thierry Roussel, Athena's father and Christina's 4th husband. Let's just say he wasn't exactly Prince Charming. Their marriage lasted just 2 years before ending in a bitter divorce, and his relationship with the Onassis trustees was rocky, to say the least. Every penny he spent from Christina's fortune had to be approved, which led to constant clashes. Contemplate having billions at your fingertips, but needing approval for every penny. No wonder Thierry didn't play nice. When Christina tragically passed away at just 37 in 1988, 3-year-old Athena was thrust into a whirlwind of family chaos. You won't believe what Athena threatened to do with her inheritance. Her father wasted no time remarrying his longtime mistress, Swedish model Marianne Gabi Landhager. Yes, she'd been in the picture all along. By the way, if the story has you hooked, why not subscribe? It's free and, unlike Athena, you don't need a legal team to approve it. Together, Thierry and Gabi became Athena's guardians, but the tension between them and the Onassis trustees simmered for years. Meanwhile, Athena grew up shuttling between Switzerland and her mother's private island, Scorpios. On the surface, it looked like a fairy tale childhood, but behind the scenes, it was anything but. By the time Athena turned 13, she was at the center of a massive legal storm. A court ruled that her mother's fortune would be managed by KPMG Fides, a financial firm, rather than her father. Athena, fed up with the constant fighting, allegedly told her stepmother she'd rather burn the entire fortune than deal with the drama. Can you blame her? And just when it seemed like the family chaos had settled, the real drama began on Athena's 18th birthday. At 18, Athena officially took control of her inheritance, but her battle for her legacy wasn't over. At 21, her lawyers pushed for her to become president of the Onassis Foundation, a prestigious role tied to her family name. But in a move that shocked everyone, the foundation's board of directors refused. Why? Because they claimed she wasn't Greek enough. Imagine waking up to find your own family's legacy saying, "Sorry and no thanks, you don't belong." Ouch. As if that wasn't enough drama, Athena also seemed to inherit her mother's poor luck with men. At 18, she met Brazilian show jumper Alvaro Doda de Miranda Neto at a horse show. The two bonded over their shared love for equestrianism, and by 20, they were married in a lavish ceremony fit for royalty. For a while, it seemed like a perfect match, 2 equestrians united by love and passion for their sport. But fairy tales rarely last. By 2016, cracks in their marriage became public when news of Doda's infidelity surfaced. The divorce was bitter, with Doda challenging their prenuptial agreement and even fighting for custody of their horses. Yes, their horses! In the end, Athena lost a staggering $100 million to her ex-husband, a breakup so costly It's hard to believe. Despite all the anarchy, Athena has always found solace in her love for horses. Equestrianism isn't just a hobby for her, it's a defining part of her identity. A lifelong rider, Athena began competing as a child and quickly proved she was no mere heiress playing around. In 2001, she snagged a second-place finish at an event in Spain and later competed in prestigious international tournaments like the Global Champions Tour, representing Greece under her iconic family name. But her equestrian journey hasn't been without challenges. Even after a devastating spinal injury in 2012, Athena made a horse-powered comeback, returning to competition just 2 years later. Her passion for equestrianism also led her to create the Athena Onassis International Horse Show, an elite event held in the glamorous setting of Saint-Tropez. Through this venture, Athena has not only celebrated her love for horses, but also kept the Onassis name alive on the global stage. It's a legacy she's built on her own terms, far removed from the shadow of her family's past. When Athena isn't competing, she's channeling her fortune into real estate. Forget flashy yachts and designer shopping sprees. Athena's investment game is all about luxury properties. In 2014, she purchased a $12 million estate in Wellington, Florida, complete with barns for her equine BFFs. Just 3 years later, she flipped it for a $750,000 profit, proving she's as sharp in the property market as she is in the show ring. And that's just the beginning. Her portfolio includes stunning estates across Greece and France. Her focus on luxury real estate isn't just about buying and selling, it's a calculated strategy. Athena has reportedly invested in properties that align with her passion for horses, including sprawling estates equipped with top-tier stables. Her ability to turn multi-million-dollar investments into profits shows a savvy side that many overlook. Then there's the iconic Scorpios Island. Once the crown jewel of the Onassis Empire, Athena sold it in 2013 to a fellow equestrian, Ekaterina Rybolovleva, for a staggering $153 million. While some saw the sale as the end of an era, but it was also a testament to Athena's ability to make tough decisions to protect her future. What's Athena doing with her fortune now? Let's just say it's not what you'd expect. Athena's life today, despite her immense wealth, surprisingly low-key. She avoids the spotlight, rarely attends high-profile events, and keeps her vacations a mystery. Take her trip to Mykonos last year. Aside from a few grainy paparazzi photos, you'd never know she was there. Athena has mastered the art of flying under the radar, all while living a life of quiet luxury. But behind the scenes, she's quietly making an impact through philanthropy. Athena has supported equestrian-related charities and Greek cultural initiatives, funding programs that preserve her homeland's heritage. It's a subtle yet meaningful way of staying connected to her roots while shaping a legacy beyond wealth. Now, let's get to the question everyone's dying to ask. Just how filthy rich is Athena Onassis? Most estimates peg her net worth at around $1 billion, but recent reports suggest it could be closer to $500 million. Not bad for someone who threatened to burn it all. With investments in luxury real estate, a passion for horses that's doubled as a career, and 217 bank accounts. Yeah, you heard that right. Athena is living a life of extraordinary privilege and quiet power. So what's her filthy rich score? We're giving her a 70 out of 100. Why not higher? Because while her fortune is undeniably impressive, most of it was inherited. Athena Onassis' life proves one thing: being born into fortune doesn't guarantee happiness. But through heartbreak, betrayal, and resilience, she's carved out a legacy that's entirely her own. Click here to keep the stories going, because in the world of the filthy rich, the drama never ends.